from the bottom of my heart, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching
This guy's channel,
No,
Jody's channel.
Jody's Corner.
No.
My favorite.
Thank you so much.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. I am Jody Joe. Thank you guys so very much for watching this episode. Thank you to all my sponsors, all the donators and supporters of the channel, all the mods, and all the lurkers that watch my channel. Shout out to everybody for making this brand continue to grow, and I very much appreciate it. So, the reason why I wanted to make this video is simple. It's been on my head, and I don't feel like I talked enough about it. You know, I've been pondering for the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, to be honest with you, ever since hearing the announcement of Phase 4, ever since San Diego Comic-Con, when Kevin Feige took the stage and started to talk about the MCU movies and showed the slate and discussed in brief detail about what the shows and TV films will be about. I really feel like we need to have a talk. And this discussion is going to be mostly about the future of the MCU, what led to this present day, and where we came from. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you guys know, yeah, the slate has been revealed. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the slate right now. So what we're looking at is the Phase 4 slate, which is lasting a span of, 2 years, starting from May 1st, 2020 to November 5th, 2021. It's really 1.5 years. So the slate starts off with Black Widow. Then you have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is going to be a part of Disney's new Disney Plus streaming service. So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be a television show on Disney Plus. Then on November 6th, 2020, we have The Eternals, which is another film. And February 12th, 2021, we have another film, which is called Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. We know nothing about that. The casting came out of nowhere. And then we have spring 2021. We're going to have WandaVision, a derpy whack trash title for a duo between Scarlet Witch and Vision. They have their own television show. This is another show on Disney streaming. So maybe a month or two later, in May 7th, 2021, you're going to get Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That's another out there title, but hey, it's Doctor Strange and it's a film. We got that. Spring 2021, we have another TV show, Loki. Summer 2021, summer in 2 years from now, we have another TV show called What If. And in fall 2021, you have the Hawkeye, which is another TV show. And then finishing off is November 5th, 2021, Thor, Love, and Thunder. Whew. A lot of that, to be honest with you guys, in my opinion, on paper, is trash. It just is. Because if we look at, this is an actual phase, by the way. It's only 2 years, and it has a mixture of TV shows and films. But the brands that are on this list are not necessarily something that I would call fire. If we look at Phase 1, what do we have? Shoot, we had Iron Man, Captain America the First Avenger, Iron Man 2, Thor, Avengers, Hulk. That's a solid slate. Then you had Phase 2 was what? Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, shit like that. And Phase 3 was probably, most people think Phase 3 is the best. You had your Black Panthers, your Infinity Wars, your Endgames, your Guardians of the Galaxy V2s, your Civil War, fire, right? Then you got this. Whether you are a diehard MCU fan or not, you cannot deny this is rather hard on the eyes to try to consume and take in. But I will admit something about this here. When we take a look at The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, all right, Loki, Hawkeye, okay, WandaVision. The thing that all those have in common is that those are all the MCU heroes that we kind of seen come into the MCU and kind of find their own way. So to be quite honest with you, I have more affinity and affection for something like Loki and WandaVision versus a film like Eternals or Shang-Chi. And that's honestly how I feel about it. And if we take a look at Black Widow, we see that she's getting her film. Black Widow's getting her film. She'll have the first film of Phase 4, May 1st, 2020. But come on. Are you the only one that said that you wanted Black Widow before Captain Marvel? You're not, because I was one of the ones that said it. I know many people that thought Black Widow should have been pushed before Captain Marvel. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel is a trash hero, and it's a trash film. Black Widow is a great hero, and every time I see her in a film, she's awesome. I look at Black Widow's performance in Endgame. Black Widow was arguably the best character in that movie, Endgame. She had so much heart, soul. She played a motherly role. You just rooted for her. You loved her. She was fighting with Hawkeye to sacrifice herself for her friend. That dynamic between those two, Hawkeye as well. They both had a great dynamic. They were stellar in Endgame. That's how you show respect on characters, right? But then you ushered in this Captain Marvel and you pushed her because, you wanted to do this movement that didn't really blend in with what the MCU has been built on. Black Widow's been shafted and she's been done dirty in the MCU, in my opinion. And to be honest, if I was Black Widow, I'd be kind of offended that you're giving me a movie finally 10 years later after she's been introduced into the MCU in 2010 in Iron Man 2. She's a founding father or mother, however you want to call it. She's an OG. And I believe that they've been disrespected. And in my opinion, it's a little bit too little, too late for that Black Widow film. That is something I'm definitely going to watch day one. Probably above everything else on this slate. One thing you could bank me on is watching that Black Widow movie. And I'll probably even bank my money that Black Widow will be the best movie of Phase 4. Black Widow has the potential to be Captain America, the Winter Soldier, female version. And oh boy, I'm down for that. So Black Widow gets me excited. Let's talk about something else that gets me excited. Let's take a look at this list. I'm not going to lie. At first glance, seeing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I was a little bit put off. Like, Winter Soldier, I'm cool with. AKA the White Wolf. Falcon, even though he's been in the MCU since, Civil War? No, Winter Soldier. Even though he's been in the MCU since Winter Soldier, which is Phase 2? He's been here a while. Me personally, I don't really like him that much as a character. I don't think he's a really strong hero. I don't think he's a really strong character. And there's no way on God's green earth that he could hold a candle to the last person that wielded that shield. The great Steve Rogers, Captain America, Chris Evans, bro. It's just not happening. But I will give him a chance. And that's something that's in common with a lot of Phase 4. Phase 4 and Kevin Feige is asking Marvel fans, cinema fans, superhero fans, action fans to give it a chance. That's what this slate screams to me. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. See what happens. Hey, that Title WandaVision looks like trash, but give it a chance. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The frick is this? A 1970s horror maze? Give it a chance. Shang-Chi? What the frick is a Shang-Chi? We just got that trash freaking Iron Fist. Don't we want to see no motherfucking Shang? Who is this guy? And the Legends of the 10... What are the 10 rings? We just got finished looking at 7 6 stones. Now we got 10 rings. What the freak? Give it a chance. What if my ball sack, that she looked trash? What if I skip this freaking television show? Kind of freaking give it a chance. Thor, Love and Thunder? Thor, Love and Thunder. What the actual freak is this? Female Thor, huh? Gonna shaft you in your own film? You gave up freaking your whole Asgard to freaking Valkyrie, who's more manlier than you. You went and got fat and shit, and then you're leaving it all behind to join the Guardians as Guardians of the Galaxy. And now Jane Foster is gonna come back and sun you in your own shit. Thor, Love and Thunder, huh? Well, can't get no worse than Ragnarok as far as being a hero, right? What the freak? Give it a chance. WandaVision? Once again, what the freak is a WandaVision? That shit sound trash. Sounds like an arcade ride from Stranger Things Season 3 in the mall that just opened up. Freak is this? Give it a chance. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of give it a chance up in this slate. When you announce Ant-Man, that was the biggest give it a chance that the MCU probably ever had. Maybe Guardians. But I didn't have to give it no chance. No, Captain America. Age of Ultron's coming out. Ooh, that sounds fire. Black Panther's coming out. Ooh, I can't wait to see Black Panther. Guess what? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Infinity War, and Civil War coming out. Buckets. There was no give it a chance in any of those phases. But all of a sudden, this looks like we got to give this shit a chance. And this is what's not normal for the MCU. And this is what I've been predicting for since what, Ragnarok. That the MCU has taken a nosedive in quality and narrative flow. I think that Feige has been very hands-off with the MCU since Ragnarok. A lot of changes have been made since Joss Whedon left and all that. And, you know, honestly, I think it wasn't for the best. It really wasn't. But since Infinity War came and now Endgame came and did its thing, I feel like we could be able to talk about the movies for what they are. Infinity War and Endgame did not live up to the hype, did not live up to the expectations, and did not end the MCU the way we thought. It did not end the Thanos quest the way it should have. The death for Iron Man was halfway emotional. Captain America did. But what's good about that is I hate Infinity War, but I love Endgame. Infinity War is just something that didn't need to be made. Endgame had so much heart, soul, emotion, gave characters love and affinity. I feel like those were two different films. Infinity War and Endgame have two different feels, two different narrative flows, two different vibes coming from them, two different tones. It's all different. And how does that happen? It happens when there's not that big one vision that the MCU is known for. It's just gone. And when I look at this, I just see a put together television show list, a couple of films out of nowhere. Shang-Chi gets cast, and next thing you know, he's announced. It looked like they just threw this and said, look, we're taking a 2-year break. Watch this, motherfuckers. We'll be back in 2 years with the real Phase 5. With the real shit. You know, Black Panther, Doom, all that. And I feel like that's just I don't really like it. But let's look on the bright side of things. I'm going to be honest. I think that this is almost genius. The fact that they're able to take television shows. And for the first time ever, please do not tell me that Netflix did it first with the freaking Daredevil and Luke Cage and shit. Nah! For the first time in forever, we have TV shows and films being released. And they have all one narrative. And they have all one tie-in plot in one phase, living in harmony. Now that is how you do it. The best thing about Phase 4 is that they're doing TV and film all in one. I love this idea. This is great. Shout out to Marvel for that. It gets me excited. So when we look at Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm not going to lie. It grew on me just thinking about the possibilities of it. I think Falcon will shine. I think Winter Soldier will shine because it'll focus more on them. The problem with why I didn't like them both so much compared to Tony, Iron Man's Tony Stark, and and Captain America Chris Evans, and a little Black Panther, is because they got all the camera time. Well, in this show, they're getting all the camera time. So I expect Falcon to be doing some epic stuff. I expect Winter Soldier to be doing some epic stuff, and I'm actually looking forward to this Falcon and Winter Soldier. So look, at the beginning, if we're looking at Black Widow and Falcon, that's 2 for 2. I want those. Now we move on to Eternals. I don't have any hype for Eternals because I don't know who the Eternals are. I almost have a negative connotation in my head when I think about them. Is because every article that I've read, every article that I've covered, every time we talk about it, every time the Eternals is in the news, it's because of who they casted and what their sexuality is. Freak that, bruh. What happened to the heroes? What they can be, what they bring to the MCU? It's so much. The MCU is so much about what's their sexuality? What do they represent? Are they bi? Are they gay? Are they straight? What's their political preference? Who do they support? Are they vegan? This is some weird shit to me. I'm not used to this. The MCU didn't do this for any phase until the end of phase 3. And they're going full ham with it now. So, Eternals, I have a negative, but I'm giving it a chance. Eternals is in the middle for me. I will give it a chance to see what it is, but I am not hyped for the Eternals. Shang-Chi, I like the idea of a ground-based hero doing karate and shit. I heard he has powers, a little bit of powers here and there. I am not hyped for Shang-Chi at all. After seeing that Iron Fist, bruh, I'm telling you, anybody that knows karate in the MCU that's Marvel, I ain't checking for. I done had it up to here with Iron Fist karate, bruh. Fake karate to it that. God dang, that Iron Fist is so trash, I don't even want to give other freaking martial artists a chance anymore. That's how bad that shit is. Sorry, Shang-Chi, but Iron Fist ruined it for you. Moving on. WandaVision. Okay. Wanda. She showed sparkles of OPness in Endgame. I love that. I like her. But she wasn't really that much of a presence in the MCU now, was she? She was always relegated to the side, a side character. Little baby, go in the corner, let's lick your lollipop. And what did Vision do after picking up Thor's hammer in Age of Ultron? They washed him, bruh. Trash Vision. I was happy. The best thing about Infinity War was when Thanos plucked that Infinity Stone and made him turn to charcoal ash gray and killed him. Freak Vision. And freak this show. Not checking for this show. I'll pass. But I have to watch it because I have a YouTube channel. Got to review it. I'll pass. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, let me talk about Doctor Strange. There's a lot of Doctor Strange fans out there, and I respect that. Doctor Strange came out a couple of years ago, and I watched it, gave it a B. But now, I would probably give it a C-, a C+, or a C, or a C+. That's where I'm at. Overtime doesn't do too good. Can Benedict Cumberbatch carry his own film? I don't really think that Doctor Strange could carry his own movie. I think he shines best when he's in other films and team-up movies, playing the daddy, do what I say because I know best. I think that's where he shines. Not really checking for this film. It's going to be heavily demonic in my opinion, so, I probably won't be checking it at all. But as far as him in the MCU, I feel like they plugged him in there to carry things along. I'll pass on Doctor Strange. Loki. Loki is only here because of Endgame, because Loki's arc was completely done after Infinity War, when he got choked out by the Titan. But in Endgame, we saw him go to the past, and he stopped over there during when Avengers 1 2012, and he's running around the time. You know what? I like Tom Hiddleston. He was the best villain of the MCU at one point, until Killmonger came and said, give me that. And Hela came first and said, give me that. Hella sexy. And then Black Panther came with his Killmonger villain, and Killmonger said, I need the throne. I want the throne. Iraq. And he took that shit. And he's still the best villain of the MCU to this day. It ain't Thanos. So I will check for Loki. That's another plus on my list. So what do we have so far? Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki. Those are the for sure's that I'm in on. Let's move on. What if I passed you up? Trash. Thumbs down. I ain't watching that shit. Next, Hawkeye. Hawkeye was arguably one of the best characters of Endgame. Had a lot of he was like, don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Oh, that was freaking so. He was savaging people in Japan and shit. They took his family. Falcon is another character that had some of the same issues that Wanda had. Kind of relegated to the side because you're not that powerful. And like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Kind of relegated to the side because you're not that strong. But now that I think that when he has his own film, this will argue on TV show, this will be probably one of the better shows. It's really between Falcon and Winter Soldier and Hawkeye for best show, I believe. And I'm willing to go Hawkeye probably because he's a better actor and the performances will be stronger and have more of an impact on my emotions. So I am checking for Hawkeye. Thor, Love and Thunder. Freak this movie with every single last bit of my body. I don't give a freak about Thor. His character is done in my opinion. The MCU took a piss, took a shit on him, threw gas on him, lit him on fire, and then smoked the ashes. Thor as a character in the MCU is more done than Hulk as a character in the MCU. They're toast, Jack. It's over. You have been emasculated. You're a joke. And Chris Hemsworth is garb. I will watch Thor Love and Thunder because I want to see how small they make Chris Hemsworth look. I can't wait to see Valkyrie piss in his mouth. I can't wait to see Jane Foster be a better Thor than he ever was. I'm going to go there just to root for Natalie Portman to see her Thor show us what Thor always should have been since Thor 1. That's why I ain't checking. It's funny. I'm not coming to see a Thor movie for Thor. I'm coming to see it for the female version. Ain't that some shit? That's how trash Thor is. So, taking a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top, 5 on the bottom. That's 10 properties. And I am hyped for one. I'm hyped for Black Widow, Falcon, Loki, and Hawkeye. That's 4 of 10. In my opinion, it's an L. I'm only hyped for 40% of their stuff. MCU fanboys are hyped for all this shit. They could release something called Freak You Marvel Fanboys, this is going to be a trash show, and they'll love it up. So they don't count. I'm just talking about like a regular moviegoer who enjoys Marvel, enjoys the characters. I am more hyped, this is sad, but it makes sense. I'm more hyped for the television shows than the films. That's weird, isn't it? I am more hyped for Loki, Hawkeye, Falcon and the Winter Soldier than I am for the actual films of Phase 4. Kevin Feige also said that Phase 5 is coming up and it's going to consist of Black Panther and he said some mutants. Now, when he said mutants, I instantly had a flashback to the woman who is like a president. I believe she's a CEO or something. She's a higher up at Disney. And she says we need to take away X-Men because it's so primitive and we need to just do away with that. And that instantly made me think about that. And Kevin Feige went on stage and he said mutants. He didn't say X-Men. He said mutants. So it is, in my opinion, that the X-Men brand, the X-Men name is no more. I think that Kevin Feige intends to delete the term X-Men because it is very segregative towards women. He's going to call them mutants or he'll call them, I don't know. But my opinion is if you want to take away X-Men, that's trash. That's garbage. You're insulting all of us. You're killing our childhoods, but okay. We understand. You should replace X-Men with X-Factor. Call it X-Factor. Call them all X-Factors. Because it exists and it's gender inclusive. Hey? Do that. So, we know that Phase 5 is the real phase. This is just a appetizer. We're waiting for the full course. I want some spare ribs and mashed potatoes and gravy. Corn on the cob with extra butter. And I want some black-eyed peas. And then here comes Marvel like, hey, it's coming, but you're going to have to wait. Here goes some day-old calamari. Eat this, and I'll be back in a couple years, all right? That's what this is to me. This is a plate of day-old calamari. Hey, it is what it is. Now, I really do think that the Phase 4 will be successful because this is everything that I'm talking about right now. Please don't put words in my mouth. Everything that I'm talking about right now, it's based on what's on paper. This whole video is dedicated to paper. Do you know why? I haven't seen the films and I haven't seen the TV shows. I'm not a fortune teller. Although I do have some Jody Damas. But I haven't seen this stuff yet. So please don't say, oh, you're a hater. I'm just talking about on paper how it looks and what I think. All of these could be awesome. I doubt it. But all of them could be awesome. But on paper, this sheet looked weak. When I found out Black Panther and Fantastic Four is not part of Phase 4, this instantly became garbage. I gave it a grade in my previous video. I gave it a B or B+, because I thought that Black Panther and I thought that Fantastic Four were a part of Phase 4. But when I learned they're part of Phase 5 and they only gave me this for Phase 4, garbage. I give this grade a D+ for Phase 4. But what I'm worried about as a Marvel fan is I don't want the loss of interest in the MCU in this 2-year span. 2 years is a long time. People have very short memories. I've learned that having a YouTube channel. People have very short memories. So I don't want this 2-year span of potential mediocrity to make people shy away and go somewhere else. That's what I don't want. Because when Phase 5 hits, it's going to be a wrap. DC better have all their ducks in a row by the time Phase 5 rolls around, because it's going to be on point. You know, I'm behind Phase 5 100%. That's the phase I want to see. But this, you could freaking miss me. Thank you so very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content. I am Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.